This is the frontier of bio-industrial manufacturing.
Responsibility is officially transferred, and the journey is now in the driver's hands.
Scaling nature's most potent toxins into a global supply chain requires perfect industrial harmony.
From a poisonous predator to a life-saving serum, the cycle is complete.
Efficiency, safety, innovation. Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns. Each specimen is destined for a specific path. Medicine for the elite, protein for the mass market. Despite the automation, the human eye remains the final arbiter of quality.
The shell must be pristine. Any impurity could contaminate the downstream extraction. Pressurized air ensures that no external particulates enter the sensitive processing zones. Initial cleaning begins with mechanical vibration, stripping away the debris of the breeding vault. Artificial intelligence sorts the harvest by size and health in milliseconds.
Now, the raw harvest undergoes its first transformation, the separation of the elite. The journey into the machine has begun. Now, the raw harvest undergoes its first transformation, the separation of the elite. We adapt the environment to the animal, reducing cortisol levels before processing begins. Communication is the final check before the high-speed lines begin their work.
In this facility, every tool is tracked, indexed, and sterilized after every use.
Every point of contact, from wheels to soles, is chemically neutralized.
Positive pressure ensures that air only flows out, never allowing contaminants in.
Safety systems are redundant, designed to handle any breach in the containment cycle.
This facility is a fortress of bioengineering, designed to isolate the dangerous from the delicate.
The intake zone is the bridge between the farm's biology and the factory's machinery.
Mechanical precision replaces manual labor to ensure the specimens are not agitated. Human particulates, skin, hair, and breath are the greatest risks to product purity.
The air shower removes the final invisible particles before the threshold is crossed.
Sanitation is not a suggestion, it is a mechanical requirement for entry.
A physical boundary separates the outside world from the sterile interior. Security is the first layer of defense in a zero-contamination environment.
Before the first scorpion is processed, the human element must be neutralized.
From the truck to the floor, the transition takes less than 60 seconds. Every square inch is governed by strict industrial and pharmaceutical standards. The harvest has arrived at the heart of the operation, the factory floor.
A link is established. The factory is ready to consume the harvest.
Verification is the first step of the transformation process.
Emptying the transport ensures the next cycle of the farm can begin immediately.
Speed is balanced with safety as the facility gates draw near. This is where the raw biology of the farm meets the precision of the assembly line. Alignment must be perfect to prevent external air from entering the sterile receiving bay.
Every entry is logged, maintaining a strict chain of custody for the venomous cargo.
The journey from the nursery to the factory is a race against the clock.
Millions of doses of medicine and tons of protein are now in transit.
In this mobile environment, stability is the only defense against cargo loss.
Power flows to the refrigeration units, maintaining a constant 18 degrees Celsius.
Constant monitoring ensures that the biological cargo remains in a state of suspended activity.
Every movement is mechanized to minimize vibration and stress on the cargo.
Once closed, the internal environment is isolated from the outside world.
A secure load is the final requirement before the cold chain is sealed.
Labeled and logged, the harvest is now ready to leave the nursery.
The first stage is complete. Now, the raw harvest begins its journey to the factory floor.
Precision logistics ensure the harvest remains viable during the critical transit window.
Contamination is the greatest threat to a multi-million-dollar colony.
To produce potent venom, the diet must be rich, live, and consistent.
Sanitation is industrial grade, preventing the spread of parasites. Weight is the primary metric for the secondary market, high-protein insect food. Under ultraviolet light, the farm reveals its secrets and any flaws in the brood.
The farm operates as a single organism, orchestrated by data.
Valued at millions per.
Efficiency at this stage dictates the output of the entire facility.
Recovery is vital. These biological factories will be ready for another harvest in weeks.
A single drop represents the synthesis of months of controlled growth.
From the farm to the lab, the transition must be swift to keep the specimens active. Precision is paramount. Even a millivolt too high could ruin the delicate protein structure. Toxins that once meant death are now harvested as a biological gold mine.
In the controlled darkness of the vault, a multi-million-dollar index.
Each specimen is hand-selected, ensuring only the most mature are chosen for the extraction cycle.
In the controlled darkness of the vault, a multi-million-dollar ind. The transformation is complete. The biological harvest is now a commercial product. For the highest tier, the human touch completes the industrial cycle. At 300 picks per minute, the Delta system ensures not a second of production is lost.
In the transformation stage, uniformity is the hallmark of industrial quality.
Even a milligram of deviation triggers an automatic rejection.
Now, the speed of the machine takes over for the final stages of the line. Heat and airflow lock in the flavors, creating the signature crunch. Temperature control is vital for the snap of the chocolate and the safety of the protein.
For the luxury market, the Scorpion is transformed into a high-protein confection.
Once crimped, the vial is a fortress of medical-grade safety. For intravenous applications, the Venom Extract is transformed into a liquid serum.
Infusion technology ensures flavor is not just on the surface, but part of the snack itself.
Dosage is life-critical. The machine self-calibrates after every single stroke.
Concentration is the key to efficacy, balanced with a sterile saline carrier.
A dual-layer seal ensures the biological integrity of the serum for up to 5 years. Locked and sealed, the volatile powder is now protected from the atmosphere. Precision starts with alignment. Every capsule must be positioned to the micron.
The finishing process ensures pharmaceutical-grade clarity and cleanliness.
The core processing is complete. The raw biology has been fully transformed.
Next, we refine the product for the global market. The medicinal gold is now channeled into the high-speed encapsulation circuit. Every batch is sampled. Nothing moves forward without a laboratory clearance. Visual standards are as rigorous as the chemical ones.
Zero moisture is the goal for a product that must last years on the shelf.
Removing lipids is the key to preventing rancidity in the final product. Every batch is sampled. Nothing moves forward without a laboratory clearance.
Zero moisture is the goal for a product that must last years on the shelf.
Cryogenic preservation ensures that the medicinal properties of the exoskeleton remain intact.
Massive force is required to break down the resilient protein structures.
In the culinary line, the process begins with total thermal sterilization.
Once the venom is harvested, the physical body begins its own industrial transformation.
Pulverization to the micron level is necessary for high-absorption pharmaceutical-grade powder.
Purity is refined through a hierarchy of filtration.
Every drop is aggregated into batches, maintaining a strictly controlled chemical profile.
This is the extraction of pure neurotoxin, the foundation of targeted cancer therapies.
Stability is achieved through deep freeze, locking the volatile proteins in place.
Automation takes over where human hands are too slow and too vulnerable. The extraction of the world's most expensive liquid is about to begin.
In the core, biology is treated with the precision of microelectronics.
A final gaseous sterilization ensures the rack itself is as clean as the cargo. Neutralizing the environment is the final step before the core transformation begins. We have reached the core. Here, the scorpions are divided by their chemical and nutritional value.
Traceability is the backbone of the pharmaceutical supply chain. Once a batch is complete, it moves toward the core processing stage.
Once a batch is complete, it moves toward the core processing stage.
Moisture is the enemy of shelf life. Every drop must be accounted for.
Data tracking starts here, linking every gram of product back to its farm of origin.
Individualization prevents the specimens from harming each other during the next stage. The natural fluorescence of the scorpion acts as a built-in quality control sensor. The natural fluorescence of the scorpion acts as a built-in quality control sensor. A chemical-free rinse ensures the exterior is as sterile as the laboratory environment.
Precision is a culture, and the audit is our final ritual.
With the stamp of approval, the product is no longer an experiment. It is a commodity. Digital clearance unlocks the physical doors of the warehouse.
The molecular fingerprint of the scorpion is the final proof of authenticity.
Purity means the total removal of environmental toxins.
Zero growth confirms the effectiveness of our sterilization tunnels.
Even flavor has a frequency. We ensure the taste profile is identical across every batch.
We verify the nutritional promise made on the label. Our products are built to survive the harshest environments on Earth.
We measure potency by the microgram, ensuring every dose hits the exact therapeutic window.
Time is the ultimate variable, and we wait for the data to mature.
In the world of food and medicine, the absence of life is the definition of safety. Centrifugal force reveals the hidden architecture of the neurotoxin.
Randomized testing ensures that the quality of one represents the integrity of 1,000.
We measure potency by the microgram, ensuring every dose hits the exact therapeutic window.
In the world of food and medicine, the absence of life is the definition of safety.
Opaque wrapping provides both stability and a layer of visual security.
This is the final gate. Here, science verifies what the machines have built.
Before the first crate leaves the building, it must pass the ultimate test.
Structural integrity is maintained through reinforced industrial materials.
Protecting the corners ensures the load survives the rigors of international transit.
A unique digital identity is forged for every unit produced.
Tamper evidence is the final layer of the security protocol.
The transition from unit to bulk begins here.
Human intuition is the final filter for aesthetic excellence.
The packaging must protect the product from both physical shock and light degradation.
Traceability reaches the individual unit level. Labeling at this level is permanent, designed to withstand extreme cold and chemical exposure.
Clarity is the first indicator of the purity within.
Weight is not just a metric, it is a promise of consistency. Uniformity is the hallmark of safety in pharmaceutical manufacturing. For the ultra-high-end market, aesthetics are as vital as the protein content.
Even the products themselves are branded with surgical precision. Throughput is the ultimate metric of a successful high-tech transition.
Automated volume is nothing without the precision of the finishing touch.
In the finishing stage, the margins of error are reduced to the sub-millimeter.
In this factory, the traffic is managed by a central digital brain.
Redundancy and safety ensures that not a single contaminated unit ever leaves the floor.
The high-tech systems have done their work. Now, we move to the final touch. Oxygen is the enemy of potency. We replace it with an inert shield. Security is physical. The product is now a single, immovable unit. Atmospheric control is the secret to a 3-year shelf life for biological protein. Precision handling prevents microfractures in the glass, preserving the precious serum. Permanent, tamper-proof coating ensures full traceability throughout the product's life. Massive power meets delicate control as the product is prepared for global shipping. Molecular bonding via sound creates a barrier impenetrable by bacteria or moisture. Automated forming creates a retail-ready product in less than 1 second. X-ray technology provides the final layer of safety, looking through the packaging itself. In the high-tech heart of the plant, human speed is no longer sufficient. Logic gates and gravity combine to achieve a zero-tolerance weight accuracy.
Neural networks scan for flaws invisible to the human eye, maintaining pharmaceutical perfection.
From a poisonous predator to a life-saving serum, the cycle is complete.
Scaling nature's most potent toxins into a global supply chain requires perfect industrial harmony.
Responsibility is officially transferred, and the journey is now in the driver's hands.
This is the frontier of bio-industrial manufacturing.
And this is how modern factories produce food and medicine from scorpions, from start to finish.
The bridge is set. The transition to global transit begins. In this mobile vault, the temperature is locked at a constant 4 degrees Celsius. Every precaution is taken to ensure the cargo survives the thousands of miles ahead. Precision at height is maintained through laser-guided positioning. In the silence of the distribution hub, the harvest waits for its global call. The modern factory turns the dangerous into the indispensable. From bulk storage to individual orders, the system never stops moving. The physical product and its digital twin are now one. Vertical storage maximizes the footprint of this high-security environment.
Shipping protocols for biological products are the strictest in the industry.
The final stage is in sight: global distribution.
Every unit is indexed in real time. visible to logistics managers across the globe. The cold chain remains unbroken as the product prepares to depart.
Verified and validated. The harvest is ready for the world.
We maintain a physical history of every scorpion that passes through these halls.
Efficiency, safety, innovation. Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns.